Hey there, Christian from Hertz Tribeca Trade Group with today's recap for Thursday, and I'll start with the S&P as usual. Up 35 basis points today, a little bit of a grind higher and moving in the right direction. We've made some real progress this week. Again, after last week's kind of dismal performance, hammer candle Monday, and then just continued to go kind of 45-degree angle up and to the right. Looks like we're going to be hitting some resistance for the end of the month, March, but we're going to be in April value area for next month, so I don't think we need to worry about that resistance too much. Tomorrow is quarter end. We'll see if we get a little bit of market volatility for tomorrow. Sometimes that can happen with quarter end. So we'll see. We saw a lot of rolling of protection towards the end of the day, a lot of SPY puts going up for expiration tomorrow. Looks like they were being rolled out, which I think is normal. Qs, new record high. We've been talking about the outperformance in the Qs and reclaimed all of that mess from last week. And look at that, new high in the Qs today. So really nice performance today. But the leader was actually IWM, small caps. They got back into value today. I did not actually play small caps today. I played them yesterday as they ran into resistance, and today they kind of had some open road once they started the day where they left off yesterday, and up 76 per 70. I was going to say 76%, 76 basis points, almost about 3/4%. So nice move up here, and again, nice recovery from that bounce on the 100-day moving average. In terms of sectors, it was the banks were up huge today. You can look at the KRE ETF. That is the regional banking ETF was up 3.1%. If you actually dig into this, you could see we did see a nice call buyer this morning, by the way, in XLF, which I was just going to show the performance of the two. A lot of those June 30 calls, a lot of the April 24, May 25 calls trading, but KRE was up over 3%. Really about the regional banks, perhaps the move in crude helping some of these regional banks. If you look at the performers of the KRE or the KB, we'll look at the KBE. KBE is all banks, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about with a lot of banks that's really small cap: PACW, PacWest, Private Bank Corp, Glacier Bank Corp, UCBI, Cullen Frost, all up well over 4% on the day. You look at the underperformers, and it was the big money center banks. They still had a good day. Wells was up 1%, JP Morgan up 86 basis points. So still a nice day, but monster day for some of these regional banks. And you could see that in the KRE regional banking ETF. So they're going to be running into, again, I was going to say resistance, but we're going to be in the new value area. So nonetheless, real nice recovery back for those banks today, and looks like catching. So nice trend line maybe able to be drawn now at this point, upward trend line, which we probably have something new to kind of draw here. Probably is going to resemble, I would think. I was looking at this stock as well today, KKR. Sorry, I'll bounce all over the place. Take a look at this. This is one of the private equity names, kind of moving sideways for the last month. Real nice performance today, getting a lift with all the other financials. Let's see if keep this name on your radar. It's been moving, like I said, moving sideways. Maybe you can get outside of this range. This would be a nice name to maybe play in cash. Nice bounce on that 50-day moving average. Let me just continue with what I was going to do before I got distracted. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to see. KRE, putting in the wrong symbol. Yeah, probably right around that 100-day moving average. So it looks like it's reclaiming. Again, big move up here. Just put this 1 year. There we go. So reclaiming the 100-day moving average, all still sloping up. 50-day kind of coming in a little bit. But we'll probably have a nice new trend line to kind of draw out here, which I'll do that a little bit later. So that was the big mover of the day, was the banks, small caps. Bonds and gold really got smacked. I've kind of been saying that I wanted to see what gold will do on the 200-day moving average. And for the second time, oops, I keep zooming in incorrectly today. Second time in a couple months, that white line is the 200-day moving average. So rejected again at the 200-day moving average. And you could see that right here is where we got rejected. So big move down. Again, gold and bonds have been moving, in tandem, very close together. TLT, You can actually see my trend line on ZB, which is the long dated bond. If Thinkorswim will actually bring it up. There we go. You can see that we've stalled out on this trend line now once, twice, three, four different times. Don't know yet if this is a double bottom. I don't have any position on in bonds. I'm just waiting till they get out of the sideways. I don't know if it's going to be up. I don't know if it's going to be down. I'll let the price action determine which way that's going to be for me, and then maybe take up a trade, even though it's way underneath the 200-day moving average. Who knows? Maybe you could see a move up to it, or maybe you could see a move back to the lows. Don't really know right now in bonds, so just kind of watching, and I'm a spectator for the time being. A bunch of other sectors performed really well today. Just individual names. BAC had a real nice day today too, even though some of those regional banks were up, 4%. BAC, nice move back into value. The semi names were really hot today. I still have a trade on. I talk about this almost every night, but nice move today by Nvidia. I actually took a little bit of that trade off today. That is the where is this thing? It is the April 105 100 bull put spread that I put on for about $1.80, and I took a target today. I sold it at $1.85, bought it back today for 85 cents. First target, and then I'll continue to hopefully see that position wither away and buy it back for cheaper. So this was a real nice play today. Also AMD, saw some call buying. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Kind of a few of them really took off today. AMD was a nice one, and that one has been kind of quiet here for a little bit. Maybe this kind of is almost like a little bit of a triangle pattern here, or sideways pattern. We'll see if we can manage to continue to go that way with that one, as it's been consolidating for a little while. Micron, still above the 5-period exponential moving average. I'm still holding on to a little bit of Micron. And Western Digital. I mean, look at Western Digital today. I thought this was more vulnerable to come back in, but up almost 3% today. So I'm still holding some calls, just a few calls out in Western Digital from about a month or so back, as well as Micron. And I'm just going to sit with the trend right now as the trend moves higher. A real nice winner today in the room was CBS. We saw this big block of CBS calls. I believe I mentioned it last night. This was 15,000 of the September 72.5 calls. They came back in today. If you look at today's activity, they swept a couple trades. I think there was also one where they bought calls and sold puts. I can't find it right this second. Here it is here. I think it was the January 70s that they bought the calls and they sold puts. So they did that trade. I think it was a little bit bigger size than that. I think I was searching by sweeps. That's why it's coming up that way. But still, somebody's pretty bullish on CBS. Huge winner today. I think I put that trade on yesterday for I want to say 217 or 218. Took profits all the way up to 285 just in one day. So I've never traded CBS before, but that's what watching the tape does for you. You look at a signal. A big trade on the tape, and you look at the chart that looked pretty darn good to me yesterday. You could see it's flashing a buy signal, MACD crossover, buy signal on the Raptor indicator as well. And so that was a really nice trade from yesterday. Today, looking at today's option activity, a couple things caught my eye this morning. FCX, they started buying FCX right out of the gate pretty hard. I've been in and out of FCX all with this 200-day moving average through that white line. It looks like it's finally winning the battle here of the 200-day moving average. Nice move today, up 4.6%. Copper was really strong in the day, but kind of gave back some of those gains. So if you look at the copper, it did fizzle out. I don't really like that candle too much, but it was really well bid here pre-market. Yeah, this is the move in copper, and then all of a sudden it retraced the entire move. So we'll continue to watch copper. A couple other signals for the day. What else we got today? There was a bunch. We talked about AMD. We talked about BAC. There was some. I still like this chart in JetBlue. I don't know for sure if there was some calls out in September. You go to the chart, the daily chart, and you can see how it's trying to break above the sideways range. Again, you got your support, 200-day moving average. I did take this trade as well today. It didn't do really much today. Regardless of the option activity, I like this chart. I've been watching it for a while, and it's finally broke above with this candle, and it's just kind of been sitting here. So I'm looking for a further retracement from that earnings sell-off. We talked about Visa, also HPQ, another name, stealth name that, I believe some of this option activity is people just buying things on breakouts. I don't, you never know what's behind the reasoning why they're buying, but HPQ looks like it wants to break out and break out. This was the move on earnings, and it's been another name that's just been kind of sitting here for about a month after just digesting that big earnings gap, and kind of letting the moving averages catch up with it. So nice move today, up 2.2%, 2.2%, and a nice sweep opening call buyer, 5,000 of the June 18. So, for a $17 stock, 62 cents, not a bad trade. I did not take this trade. I'm kind of full at this moment. I wasn't really looking to take anything out of the towards the end of the day today, but I saw that Visa. I think I believe I already mentioned Visa. If not, it was further down on the list. But real nice trade in Visa calls. We were actually looking at the Visa chart earlier. This is Pat who was mentioning in the trading plan this morning. Visa, another name that's kind of just been going sideways for a little bit, and they kept on coming in and coming in and coming in with Visa. I got in on these right off the bat, like one of the first trades of the day, because I knew that Visa was on our radar, and they just kept on coming and coming and coming, and it looks like 11,000 contracts. So I did not participate in HPQ, but I did take Visa. Was able to take one quick target on this one. I like the uptrend, and I like that it's been consolidating here a little bit. So I would say that would be one of the most notable trades of the day. A couple other trades that were out there that you don't see a lot of activity in: MAN, KTWO. I looked at this name. CBL didn't like the chart, and then Starbucks. Two other names that are on my radar. It's funny because I feel like I've got like 5 names every day that are interesting, and you just can't take every trade. But Starbucks, one of those names that's really been going sideways for a long time, right above the 200-day moving average. It recently reclaimed the 200-day moving average, so we did see a nice short-term call buyer in Starbucks, and that's kind of why I didn't go into it. May 5th is when, and I think they report earnings 427. So I'd rather wait for this thing to get pop out of this range. It's been going sideways for so long that I want to make sure it gets above this range first, but I definitely have my eye on it. Another name, I was thinking about getting into this name towards the end of the day, Chipotle. Just a huge move the last couple days. I have not been in it, but just been kind of watching it make this move from the, again, 200-day moving average. Look at this bounce from 405 to 444. I wanted to see, as you can see, I've got a line drawn there, and I'm kind of waiting for this to make sure it takes out this level. I know we got some also price action back here a little bit, so I think I'm just going to have to dive in if it doesn't sell off hard tomorrow and kind of looks like it's going to continue. I just like the move above the 200-day moving average. It has been moving sideways. You could see the base is pretty wide here for a long time. It broke down here once, but as long as it's the 200-day moving average is your friend in this one. So that's a trade that I'm looking at for tomorrow. So thanks for watching today's video. Again, tomorrow, Friday, quarter end, you may see a little bit of volatility as portfolio managers and indexers have some trades to do for quarter end. So be a little bit careful around there. Be a little bit careful day trading as well tomorrow on quarter end. Thanks everybody for watching, and have a great night.